For years, you've been able to catch me chatting with callers and reading letters from listeners right here on my YouTube channel. Starting now, you'll be able to watch a full hour of my preaching, teaching, and nagging every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. The Dr. Laura Hour on YouTube is my new weekly show. Enjoy my commentary, conversations, and woohoo-worthy moments every Friday right here on youtube.com/Dr. Laura. Now, be sure to subscribe, set that notification bell, and share Dr. Laura on YouTube with a friend or anybody. Your thought for today is, how can you work on inspiring somebody? Even somebody you meet in a coffee shop. It's amazing what can happen if we give that energy, that positive, benevolent energy out to somebody else.
Dr. Laura is on right now.
So, what do you want me to preach, teach, and nag at you today? Got to call and press the right buttons, and it happens. 1-800-375-2872. First, a statement letter. And by the way, to send me any mail, quickies, a question you'd like me to answer on air. But it's got to be short, but enough information that I can say something reasonably intelligent, or just regular mail like this, Dr. Laura at drlaura.com. The quickies go to quickies at drlaura.com. I think I believe, I've decided, this is an important thing for you to hear. Dr. Laura, I've taken a moment to thank you. I was in a terrible, unloving marriage for 47 years. Even when you say it fast, it's a long time. We had 3 kids. They turned out wonderful. Everyone except for myself knew he never loved me. I tried everything. Was always given the cold shoulder and blamed myself. He was openly rude, dismissive in front of his family, our children, friends. He was a sergeant in the RCMP in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, a very respectful job. I worked hard, kept a happy home life, not wanting to change anything to hurt now adult kids and grandkids. My oldest grandchild, whose dad had died when she was a baby, she was very insightful when at the age of 3, she pointed out that Grandpa didn't care about me. Gee, wow. I've listened to you for most of your 50 years of being on the air, and about 4 years ago, I heard you say you have from now till dead to decide how you want to live. That gave me the kick I needed to move out. There was still a little part of me that thought he must have some love for me. As I was moving announced I was leaving. I never got a goodbye. Never got a don't let the door hit you in the butt on your way out, nothing. I am somewhat sad that I kept my head in the sand, but so grateful for you, your advice and encouragement for myself and other listeners. I'm getting to the punchline, which is the reason I'm reading this to you. I was always too skinny, bony elbows. Don't be always hanging off of me. Forget the breakfast in bed for so many years. I know a pancake always has 2 sides, but I didn't understand that prior sentence, but here we go. You can't blame a clown for being a clown, but you always have to ask yourself, why did I keep going to the circus? I love that. See, I even highlighted it in yellow. It's a good thing to ask yourself. You can't blame a clown for being a clown, but you always have to ask yourself, why do I keep going to the circus? And in this situation, we have kids, we have grandkids, we have great-grandkids. He's a respectable, responsible person in the community. After all of that is in works, then it's hard to make adjustments. I get that. However, consider this. There is 1 chance in 10 million he acted nice when you were courting him if you gave him enough time to show his colors. So that means if you're dating somebody for 2 years, interacting with their family, their friends, your family, your friends, and alone and around other people, he's just a respectful, nice, sweet human being. Yeah, you know he wasn't. That's why I just want people to take 6 to 9 months of premarital counseling, specifically from someone who's experienced in premarital counseling, not just your regulation counselor or psychotherapist, somebody who knows how to do this. A lot of these situations can be avoided. Because during these sessions, you will talk about the things that really matter, not the stuff, and which includes, by the way, the stuff you avoid talking about. Because, you know, I don't want them to get angry. Maybe they won't want me anymore. I don't want to hear the answer. I don't know what else I would do. Might as well do this. Maybe there'll be a miracle. And then you end up 47 years later, finally getting some peace. But we don't get those 47 years back. Dear Dr. Laura, I'm following up on an email I had written to you about how your Lego phase inspired me to buy Legos for my husband, which has become a wonderful hobby for him. I didn't get any written response from you about this. However, we were leaving for a road trip to vacation in Florida, and once we got on the highway, I turned on Sirius XM just as your program was starting. You began talking about benevolence and how actions can affect others. Then you began with your email, which happened to be the one that I had written to you. How uncanny that it would come on while my husband and I were in the car together. I looked at him in disbelief. It was a special moment, totally unexpected, and unlikely for us to be hearing it together. As my friend said, it was a God wink. Okay, so this was the letter. I've been thinking of writing this for a long time, but only now getting to it. First, I've been a listener for some years who, like many, were shocked initially by your bluntness, but soon understood your motives to help others before they made some bad life decisions. You're wise, your perspectives are amazing. Thank you. My reason for writing this is to thank you for something that will probably surprise you. Yes, I've learned from your advice, but this is something that has had a positive effect in our daily life that I would not have expected. Many years ago, my husband was diagnosed with MS. He's been blessed that it's been a slow progression. Nevertheless, it has had an impact on his daily life and the ability to live life in the way he would have liked. I happened to be listening to you during your Lego phase, which after my husband passed and I was dealing with the transition of being alone and late at night just feeling a little lost and not sleepy, I started doing Legos. About, what was it? I don't even know how long I did it. I think it was approximately a year, and it was how I dealt with the sadness, the feeling of being lost, being alone. The Legos made me focus, and it really helped. And then one day I didn't need it anymore, and that's when I gave them all to a children's museum. Okay, and it struck me how much you enjoyed it and looked forward to the next build. It gave me the idea to buy a Lego for my husband for Christmas that year. It was a small one, the Arc de Triomphe. He whipped through it quickly, immediately went out and got the London bus, which was definitely more of a challenge. It began a love of building Legos. Several years later, we took the decision to move into a ranch-style house with an elevator to a lower level. My husband has an office room down there, which he proudly calls his Lego room. It is now overflowing with the many things that he has made over the years. People love to come and see what he has done, especially younger kids. The adults marvel at what he had built. My husband was a builder by trade, so this was a perfect hobby for him to take up. It's been a blessing for him to have this in his life with more limited mobility. It's something he can look forward to and get excited about and share with others. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing all of the amazing hobbies that you are always challenging yourself with. You really do inspire. Take care. Thanks for keeping us centered in life. I am amazed at how often something I will say or do as an aside turns out to be beneficial for you folks in many ways. And I'm not the only one in the world providing that moment of inspiration. All of you can. So yes, thank you. The one in Lodi, California, the World of Wonders Science Museum, that's where they all are now. And I had full cities and forget it was so much. So right now, I'm wondering what you are doing or saying to other people, young or otherwise, that would inspire them. Because a lot of times we sit and we do small talk or gossip or negative talk or angry talk about politics or what have you. And I'm wondering how much of the expression of yourself could be turned over into being inspiring, pointing out something somebody seems to have a knack for and saying, you know, you have great vocabulary. I love the way you artistically use words. You ever thought of writing poetry or doing crossword puzzles? Because you have an incredible memory. How often do we spend time just inspiring somebody else as opposed to gossiping, spending time getting hurt feelings over social media, and what have you? So your thought for today is, how can you work on inspiring somebody? Even somebody you meet in a coffee shop. It's amazing what can happen if we give that energy, that positive, benevolent energy out to somebody else. Look at the things that can happen. So, going to take a break. Get ready for your calls at 1-800-375-2872. Download the Dr. Laura Call of the Day and Dr. Laura's Deep Dive podcasts on my website, drlaura.com, the SiriusXM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. I know a lot of people would do anything to avoid going to the doctor. Then there are people like me who like to be proactive. Field of Greens helps both types do the right thing for their health. Drinking doctor-formulated Field of Greens each day not only helps you feel amazing, it can show up in your next checkup. If it doesn't, you get your money back. One Field of Greens customer wrote, "The best blood work I've had in a decade. My doctor said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it." Another says, "For the first time in years, my cholesterol numbers are normal." And a mom said, after Field of Greens, my hair, nails, energy, and blood work, all better. Each fruit and veggie in Field of Greens is carefully chosen by doctors to support key organs like heart and liver, kidneys, metabolism, immune system, and healthy blood cells. So let me get you started with 20% off and free shipping. Visit fieldofgreens.com and use my code Dr. Laura. That's fieldofgreens.com, code Dr. Laura. Just got an email, and I've decided we're going to do one of those wacky things that I do from time to time, where you answer. I don't know what to tell this woman. I was about to toss it when I thought maybe somebody out there knows what to do. So listen up and then give me a call at 1-800-375-2872 and tell me what I should tell her. Dear Dr. Laura, I am writing to you for guidance regarding a sensitive situation with my beloved 80-year-old father. He is currently battling stage 4 prostate cancer and other health issues, significantly limiting his mobility. He lives with me, and I strive to provide him with comfort and good care, ensuring he feels content and has choices regarding his meals, entertainment, and fresh air. I work full-time, so he has nurses checking on him, and my 2 siblings visit often, offering me breaks and him with a change of scenery. So far, so perfect. That's not the question yet. My mother passed in 2017. My dad lived independently until October 24, when his health declined. While he is physically dependent, his cognitive function remains remarkably high, which makes my current dilemma so perplexing. So far, everything's wonderful. My concern stems from his increasing engagement with various social media apps. He's been targeted by scammers, often posing as young, attractive women who engage him in chats, expressing love and need. I believe deep down he knows these interactions aren't genuine. However, what started as seemingly harmless chatting has escalated into occasional financial transactions to these so-called women in need. We've had many discussions about this, and I try to approach him respectfully, avoiding any motherly tone, yet it's disheartening to witness. I understand a man's need to feel desired, wanted, and loved, and that a woman's attention offers something different from what his children provide. I can appreciate that these online interactions, where he can be unseen in his current physical state, might make him feel youthful and vibrant. Okay, we're closing in on the question. My real worry is not about his financial well-being. He has ample funds and is very generous, covering all groceries for our household and maintaining his own home's utilities and gardening. We intend to keep his home for family use. He pays no rent to me. My concern is solely about him being taken advantage of. His naivete has nothing to do with his naivete, and the potential for these individuals to manipulate him into giving away sensitive information, not just money. I feel torn. Okay, here's where you get to answer for her, because I frankly have no clue on what to tell her. I feel torn because I believe this is partly his business, and he should be free to use his money as he chooses. However, the thought of him being exploited drives me crazy. I want to help him without stripping away his phone or the last vestiges of his independence. This is where people push me into a corner. I want this to stop, but I don't want him the slightest bit upset. So let me say that again. I want to help him without stripping away his phone or the last vestiges of his independence. Am I overstepping by interfering in his financial decisions? What is the best course of action to address this issue without causing him distress or taking away the limited freedom he cherishes? I want to help him, not hurt him. I want everything to be smooth and wonderful. I'm adding that. Thank you for your invaluable advice. I don't have any invaluable advice because the limitations you put on the question eliminate my being able to offer anything. I'm sorry, if I cut my hair very short, I can't put it in a ponytail. I could buy a wig. I could get hair extensions. That kind of blew my metaphor here, but okay. I want you to tell me, how do we get him to stop being taken advantage of by these online, they're probably not women in the first place. When you're typing, it doesn't matter, and a photograph can be anything. So give me a call. Let me know at 1-800-375-2872. What's my advice to her? Until you call with that, I'll take some calls. Patricia, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's happening?
Well, I feel silly, but I'm 65 years old. Since I was a little girl, I had terrible panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and I muddled through, did well, got married, had kids, went through a bad divorce, have my own business, but it's still I have an opportunity to go to Italy this summer with my sister and her family, and I feel like that little girl again because I have to return by myself because they're going to stay there. And just the thought of me getting on a plane by myself and layovers, and it just is giving me terrible panic, and I thought I got past it, and I haven't. I'm holding myself back from going because of it.
Okay. Do I understand that you really do want to go on this trip?
I really do. I'm getting up there in age where these opportunities are,
I know about
you
that.
know.
Yep. Okay. What is it you call a panic attack? Tell me what happens.
What happens is, the heart beating, heavy breathing, dizzy, and then my biggest fear is I just lose control and I go crazy and I'm put in a hospital. And
When you say you go crazy, what exactly are we talking about? What happens? You get dizzy, you fall on the ground? What are you talking about?
No, I just go running madly through the streets or something. It's something I just lose complete control of my mind. And it's never happened, but I don't know, that's my fear.
I'm sorry, so that's never happened. You have you've come up with that as a fantasy.
I know, it's silly. I know.
Well, what if you came up with another
gonna happen.
fantasy that you would get a little uncomfortable and then solve each problem as it came? Getting the tickets, getting to the airport, getting on the plane, having your coffee and your cupcake, and getting on the plane and getting a magazine. What if you thought of every step of the way? I think you wouldn't be imagining running through the streets because you'd be too busy thinking of every step of the way. And you could make a list. When I get to the airport, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the coffee shop. Then I'm going to go to the magazine thing. I'm going to get some candy I should never eat, but what the hell, it'll be fun. What if you made a plan that was different from your plan of running through the streets? I'm all for you making a plan. I just think you could have a more self-benevolent plan. And I'm 100% sure it would work.
Okay. But I've never been in this position, being out of the country. So?
What does that mean?
Okay, so that's...
There's a lot of things you haven't experienced that you went and did. You just don't remember it.
True. Very true. And I got past it.
Yes. You just need your tools. You need your tools. I'm giving you your tools. You're going to take a little notebook with you and write down all the things you're going to do from leaving them to getting home. Everything in between, you're going to plan.
Okay. I can do this.
Of course you can. I'm 100% sure you can. Not even 99.
All right, doctor. I will call you when I get back.
Bring me something back.
How about an Italian young buck?
I'm not going to answer that. Okay.
I think they already have.
Yeah, go away. Have a good time. My number, 1-800-375-2872. We're going to take a break. Come back with your calls to help me help this woman because I have no idea what to tell her. None whatsoever. And if you believe that, I'll sell you a bridge. But I want to hear your good ideas, and I'll be right back. Download the Dr. Laura Call of the Day and Dr. Laura's Deep Dive podcasts on my website, drlaura.com, the SiriusXM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Seeing fine lines and wrinkles creeping across your face? Oh, that's no day at the beach. Let Vibrant Super C Serum bring back your healthy glow. Brighter, firmer, smoother. I'm so happy I discovered Super C Serum. It outshines other more expensive products I've tried. Vibrant Super C Serum is made with the highest quality vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, and vitamins B5 and E. Bursting with a citrusy scent, it hydrates, smooths, tones, and even helps fade the look of dark spots. So simplify your skincare routine. Let Super C Serum replace your day cream, eye cream, night cream, neck cream, wrinkle creams. If you don't find it better than your current regimen, they'll give you a refund within a full year of your purchase. So go to Vibrance.com/Dr. Laura to save up to 37% off and get free shipping. That's Vibrance, Vibrance, Vibrance.com/Dr. Laura. Okay, you guys are calling now to answer the question. I can't read the whole thing again, but the people calling know what they're talking about. So here we go. Kay, so What advice should I give her?
So I had a similar situation with my husband. First it was the landline. I took it away, and then it was the computer. He was constantly letting unauthorized people onto the computer. This lady lives in Fantasyland. You know, she's risking her own. It was easy for me to take things away because I was risking my own financial stability as well. And so I just took away the computer eventually. My son worked in IT, and he was constantly saying, Mom, because Dad would call him to restart everything and clean it up. And he's, Mom, you can't do this, you know, repeatedly.
So what happened when you did that? Wasn't your husband hurt, upset, angry?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
After 54 years, you know, it's not a big deal.
When you put it that way, it makes total sense. And thank you. You made a very good point. It's also affecting you. And whether or not he's going to be upset with it has to almost be beside the point at some point. That's one way of looking at it. Let's find out what Carol has to say. Carol, what advice should I give this woman?
Well, I am an 81-year-old woman, and if I had the problem of giving away money I didn't need to give away, I think that she ought to set up a separate account for him and put in there a limited amount of funds that he can choose to give away each month. I would talk to him about that, explain it to him, whether he understood it or not. But give him that option, but put limits on it.
So his brain is working fine. His emotions are driving him to sort of imagine these relationships with what he thinks are women in need, and it's fulfilling, it's gratifying him at a time in his life when he's not feeling very manly, masculine, potent, powerful, and what have you. But why would we help him continue the fantasy?
It's a fantasy on one side, but on the other side, it's what is within him that likes to give, that likes to respond. And the problem that the daughter's having is there's no limitation to it. It's not a controllable.
Well, wait a minute. She was more concerned that it was a scam. It's fine if he wants to be giving, and he tends to be a generous person, she says. But this is not giving to somebody in need. This is being manipulated and scammed.
It's a possibility.
It's on the net, sweetheart.
But what's important is his ability to do what he feels a need to do.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your input. Thank you very much. I have to think about that. That's like if somebody needs to drink, so yeah, we'll have some alcohol at the parties, you know. It's like helping somebody do the wrong thing because it makes them feel better. Okay, it's one way of looking at it. Let's keep going. Patty, what advice should I give this woman?
Well, my mother started doing the same thing after my father died. She would talk to people. Some of it I had a feeling was scams, but then one time she had spent $300 giving somebody a $300, and I said, well, now who is this? Oh, you know them. And I said, I do? Well, I don't know. I said, what's their name? Well, I made it out to cash. And I said, okay. And she said, I have plenty. I can do this, okay? Well, I said, it's your money. Do what you want. However, the next time I took her to the bank to cash, she always wanted to cash a check at the beginning of the week. And I took her and we just went inside this one time. And my banker, who knew her, knew my mother, knew our whole situation, she presented it to her that maybe if you want to share your money with other people, just make sure. On that day also, they put my name on her account too. And she said, just make sure Mary and Patty both, that's my sister, want to agree with this amount that you're giving. Otherwise, give it to your grandchildren. So I think some of it could have was probably.
So did she
changed.
change? Did she do what the banker said?
Yes, she did. The banker, it was.
So an
somebody not
outside
me.
party had that influence. That's good to know. That's another option, a third party. Okay. Sandy, what is your solution?
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead.
I just like to say I'm a long time listener, so long I don't even remember how long. But what I would say is if the person would agree to having her put on the account, he can still spend the money, but at least he's not going to be taken by fraud his whole retirement, whatever it is. And
No, I'm not sure I understood what you said.
Become a signer on that account just for oversight, so that if it gets out of hand, they will know before he's completely
Yeah,
taken.
he's not going to want to do that. There's nothing wrong with his brain, per se.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not going to want to give her the power. She's already told him what he's doing is silly, wrong, scam, and all of that, and it hasn't stopped him. I don't think he's going to give her the power.
So is he capable of knowing if
Yes,
they were
she said
taking
his
large amounts out
cognitively,
of
he's
his
fine.
account? Well, then I don't have an answer.
Me either. So thank you, sort of, kind of. All right, my number, 1-800-375-2872. This is fun. Cheryl, what advice should I give this woman? Hi.
I was under similar circumstances with my father. Firstly, we made sure that we never left him alone. You advertise home title lock, so I think that would be a very good idea for his own home.
Right.
Also, when he is on a phone call, make sure that it is on speaker so that since somebody will always be there with him, listen.
And what would they do?
And make sure that he doesn't.
Well, how can they stop him? That's the point.
Hang up the phone.
Okay. I got that. Muscle it out.
Actually,
I got that. Muscle it out. I'm not sure that's going to work. And she works full time, and there are nurses, and I don't know that they caretakers, and I don't know that they would have the power to do that. Frankly, I don't even know if it's legal for them to do that. Mary Ann, welcome to the program. And
yes, hi.
What's the advice?
Hi, Dr. Laura.
Hi.
My advice is that the daughter take the dad or somewhere to law enforcement in their town, because they do have detectives that older fraud and scams, and sometimes they do have seminars, because I know in our local area that's been done many a time. So perhaps the dad would listen to law enforcement. It takes it out of
third
the
party again.
completely.
Yeah, that would certainly take the romantic,
idea.
Sexy part out of it, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think law enforcement obviously has people listen to law enforcement, especially the elderly, and I think that this dad would probably listen to a detective talk about that. That's part of the scam.
Excellent. I like that. That is a very good idea. It sort of reminds me of a story Alfred Hitchcock told. When he was little, his dad wanted to make sure he would be on the straight and narrow and not do anything bad. So he took him to the local constabulary, as is in England, and they put him in jail overnight. Scared the hell out of him, which explains some of his movies. And he never did an illegal thing. All right, let's go to Nanette. What's your advice for me to give her?
But my dad, being a World War II veteran and my mom passing at the age of 90, he was fiercely independent his whole life. And he didn't pass until he was 99 and a half. And for 4 months before he passed, he was on hospice. And so hospice called me one day, and he had been falling, getting in and out of bed. And his bed was rather high, and hospice suggested that he have a hospital bed. And my comment to them was, well, in my opinion, he could do one of three things. He can push the button on his wrist, and he can wait patiently until someone helps him get in and out of bed. He can get a hospital bed, or he can continue to do the same thing until he falls and he breaks something, and then he'll die in a skilled nursing unit in a hospital. And so I had that discussion with my dad, and I said, it's your choice. You get to do whatever you want. Those are the three things. He, even the day before he died, hospice called me and said he really needs a hospital bed. I said he doesn't want one. And so he did it his way his whole life.
And so
what you have to do is you have to.
So how would I give that advice to the lady who wrote the email?
If she truly does not care about his money and his inheritance and how he spends it, I would probably have a discussion with him and say, you know, Dad, I don't care about what money is left at the end of your life. You just need to make sure that you have enough money to care for yourself till your end of life. And otherwise, you can do whatever you want. And then she really needs to let it go.
All right. That's, I think, where she's leaning, because she doesn't want to upset him. That's interesting. Sherry, what is your advice for me to give her?
Hi, Dr. Laura.
Hi.
Okay. So I have a unique perspective because I was diagnosed with breast cancer, so I understand the need to, you know, whatever life you have to feel good about it. And also, I also have a mother that's in a conservatorship because she was giving too much money away. If I were this person, I would set up an online account, like the woman of his dreams, and let him donate as much to her, but have the funds go into an account under his name. And after he's given her a bunch of money, this fake person online present it to him, and if he still doesn't get it, then apply for a conservatorship.
Ah, okay. Thank you. So what we're going to do is a sting operation. We're going to prove to him how phony it all probably is. That might be a bit embarrassing, but, you know, I think that might work. Okay. Tony, what's your advice for me to give?
Hi, Dr. Laura. I think that since he is cognitively with it, she needs to explain to him that he might not be the only one that is getting, you know, asked for money. And yes, he can afford it. And yes, he wants to be very generous. But there are many, many people out there that can't afford it and will have their hearts broken when they get scammed and then the people disappear.
Okay. Good. All right. Jim, welcome to the program. What's your advice for me to give her?
Okay, I'm going to file this under creative. Have a trusted friend create a fake Facebook profile and use a beautiful young woman's picture, and she can. This trusted friend can tell this dear guy anything he wants to hear, and any money that he gives her, the trusted friend can just return back to the family.
That's fun. That's fun. That's creative. That's outside the box. I like it. Sean, welcome to the program. What is your advice for me to give?
Yeah, hi, Dr. Laura. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
My advice would be to, thank you, give him a better outlet. You know, getting these calls, emails, whatever, is almost assuredly a scam.
Sure.
Take him to a woman's shelter. Have him give diapers, you know, to these ladies that are destitute, or to a food bank. Give him a better outlet where he can scratch that itch for the thank you.
Well, it's more than the thank you.
Benefit.
It's him feeling more like a man that he's rescuing a woman.
Exactly. Right. Give him that satisfaction where you can see and he can see a real person is being benefited rather than a scam.
I like it. Thank you. I like it. All right. Let's go to Janet. What's your advice?
Hi, Dr. Laura. I have a friend who's going through this exact same thing with her mother and has gone through thousands of dollars of different people just that are fraudulent. And the daughter has control over her bank account, but her mother will even take money, will go to the bank, take cash out, and then buy gift cards and send to these scammers. But this last week, the bank themselves became involved and met with the mother and the daughter and explained how fraud works, and that if this continued, they would even close her accounts altogether. But they also had a detective there that was talking about elder abuse and fraud. So they could even report this as elder abuse, that this person is being preyed upon. And even though he's cognitive, there's something missing.
Yes.
That he doesn't understand what's going on. So it may even be, I know it's hard.
Well, wait a second. Men pay for prostitutes, so he's paying to have that nice feeling that he's rescuing a woman, paying for that feeling. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, maybe so. But with her, it's just been this continuous battle, and the daughter's ready just to say, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And it's caused a big rift. But these scammers know what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
They know what they're doing.
Absolutely. All right.
So
I like that. Okay. I think we can squeeze one or two more in. Lynn, what's your advice?
Hi. I don't think I am as nice as all the other callers. I would wait till he's asleep, get his phone, find those messages or emails or calls, and block the number completely. I would, and delete them. Maybe not delete them. And I would also go into my phone and change it so that only people in his contact list can call him.
I didn't know you could do that.
I'm sorry. No. No, you can't. I said that wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh.
You can only, if the person calling you is not on your contact list, the phone won't ring.
Oh,
now,
my God. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. I gotta move on real fast, but thank you. That was fabulous. I could squeeze one more person in. I like that. Dana. But they're texting him, so I don't know. Okay. Dana, what is your advice for me to give?
Good afternoon. I've been a hospice nurse for 23 years, and this comes up a lot with my patients, and it's a loss of masculinity and a loss of independence sometimes, and they just need somebody. So we have a lot of older women in our community who are actually hospice volunteers, and they actually go out together, maybe one or two of them, and they create a diversional activity like games or, something, conversation to make him feel like he's wanted and needed again. And sometimes that works in taking away the need for outside,
Dana,
telephone calls like that.
I got a ton of brilliant answers. I think yours is the most brilliant. So I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to give you some Dr. Laura stuff. You won a contest that I wasn't even having. Now go do the right thing. Download the Dr. Laura Call of the Day and Dr. Laura's Deep Dive podcasts on my website, drlaura.com, the SiriusXM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi there, I'm Stacy, Dr. Laura's content guide.
Have you ever had a problem and wondered, what would Dr. Laura say?
Well, I've been having some marriage problems lately.
I'm no longer speaking to my family because they were mean to my wife.
My husband says he doesn't feel a spark between us anymore, and I just don't know what to do.
Struggling as a stay-at-home mom, dealing with a divorce, managing mother-in-law issues. Just tell Stacy and she'll recommend Calls of the Day, Deep Dive podcasts, and even YouTube videos.
I'm seeing a strong theme in Dr. Laura's resources about dealing with family members who are disrespectful or unwelcoming towards a spouse. Which of those topics stand out to you?
Really, I can't wait to hear how Stacy helps you. It's a brave new world. Join me on this journey, and let's make a difference together.